Hi there, welcome back to JD Answers. Today I have the GKU D600 JarvisCam. Today we're going to go over the app. I'm going to show you how to download the app and install it to your cell phone. I'm going to show you how to set the settings. I'm also going to show you how to review your footage and edit your videos and share them. So let's go ahead and get started. All right, I got the manual here with the QR codes. And I'm going to get my cell phone. And we're going to scan it. All right, going to hit install. It's installing. All right, we're going to open it. As a privacy note, we're going to agree. And the app is called Jarvis. I guess it likes Iron Man. While using the app only, we're going to use that. Allow. We're going to add camera. All right, tells us how to install it one more time. And again, we're going to connect to the Wi-Fi. All right, so what we're going to do is connect to the Wi-Fi. And it's the GKU D600. We're going to click on that. We're going to do the password 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And we're going to hit connect. All right, it's checking the quality of your internet connection. We're going to hit connect this time only. It says connected without internet. We're going to go toggle back to the app. And right now you can see the main screen where it has the JarvisCam on it, and underneath the JarvisCam it says D600. So this is the correct one we want. On the bottom you see camera, album, and more. And this is what we're going to go through. This is going to be the app review right here. So the first one we're going to do is camera. Now, in order to get to that, you have to connect to the JarvisCam. So we're going to go ahead and do that. And we're back at the main screen. And now you're going to be able to see the JarvisCam. And on the main screen, you can see that I have a sun visor on. All right, so the first thing we want to do is if we look at the top left of the display screen, you see recording and it's going at the timestamp it has. On the bottom left of the display screen, you're going to see the date and time. And on the bottom right, you're going to see our flip screen. So this is where you could click on that and you get a full image screen, or you could click on it again to get the basic screen back. On the bottom left, underneath the display screen, you're going to see a toggle, and you're going to click on that to get to the rear camera. There it goes. All right, now if you look at the display screen on the back, you'll see two arrows pointing at each other. Now, if you click on that, the screen will move. This is an adjustment in case you need to do this to adjust the screen to the right location to get the best recording footage. All right, so I'm going to click on that again. And we're going back. So that's just another helpful feature this JarvisCam gives you. All right, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to toggle back to the front. Now, since we're back, on the bottom right, underneath the display screen, you see a microphone. And if we click on it, the microphone is muted. And you see the microphone icon with a line through it. That means the microphone is off. Now, we click on that again. Now it says mute off and the microphone is on. So that's one way to turn off and on the JarvisCam audio inside the cabin. Now let's get to the middle of the screen where you see like an old video camera icon and a camera icon. Now, if you click on the video cam icon, you'll see a pause symbol. So let's click on that. And the recording has stopped on the JarvisCam. And even on the display screen, you see recording paused. So let's click on the video icon again, where now it has a play button. Start recording. And on the top left of the display screen, you'll see the recording stamp on there, the red dot blinking, and the counter is counting. So now at this time, if we want to take a picture, all we have to do is hit the camera icon. Picture success. And there you go. The JarvisCam says picture success, and at the bottom of the screen, you see capture successful. Let's take another one. Picture success. So now what we want to do is go to our camera settings, which is the bottom right icon. Now we start from the top. You're going to see sound recording is the first one on the list, and you could turn this off and on, just like we did the microphone in the front. So now it's off. The sound in the cabin is off. We're going to turn it back on. Next is speaker volume, where you could adjust this. So if you want to hear the dash cam talking and saying the commands that you're doing, you can leave it on high, or you could turn it completely off and you won't hear anything. It's pretty much your preference. I'm going to go ahead and leave it back to where it was, and that way I could hear it. Next one, we got video resolution. And right now you got 1080p at 1080p, which means you get 1080p in the front camera and the rear camera. Now this is pretty much, you could save space on your SD card if you want to do this. And right now you got 2.5K running in the front dash cam, and in the rear camera you got 1080p. Now this is a 4K dash cam. So if you want to use 4K, you have to unplug the rear camera from the dash cam, and it'll give an option for 4K, but you cannot use 4K and the rear camera. The dash cam won't let you. It'll let you do a 2.5K in the front and 1080p in the back. All right, what we're gonna do is we're gonna hit cancel. And I'm gonna do is unplug the rear camera real quick. And we're back at the dash cam. We're going to our camera settings.
Stop recording.
And now we're gonna go back, and you see the video resolution is at 4K. Or you can select 2.5K for the front or 1080p. So right now it's on 4K. We're going to leave it like that. All right, we're going to cancel out of there. Now, if you want to go back to your front and rear recording, you got to reconnect the rear camera cable. All right, so let's get out of there. We're going to reconnect the cable. All right, camera connected. Going back to our camera settings. And going back to video resolutions, and you see where we're back at the original way. All right, so that's how to do it. That's how to set your dash cam to 4K or to use it as a front and rear camera. We're going to get out of that, and next we go to loop recording, and you can see you got it 1 minute, 2 minute, or 3 minute loop recordings. I like to set mine at the highest time. Now, loop recording again is it automatically delete the oldest videos so it can start recording a new video. That way you don't have to do anything to the dash cam. It does it all by itself. All right, next we got anti-flicker. And you want to set this, if you're in the US, to 60 Hertz. I'm in the US, so it's at 60 Hertz. Next is timestamp, where it put the date and time in your video footage. My recommendation, leave it on. That way for an accident, the date and time is on the footage itself. And it's also good when you try to research a specific time and date, because it'd be on the video footage. All right, next is rear mirror. Now this is if you want to flip the image, for whatever's on your left will be on your right, and that's up to you. So let's go ahead and do that real quick. We're going to turn it on. We're going to go back out, and we're going to go back to our rear camera. We're going to toggle to it. Let's pay attention to the vehicle that says LT02, which is on the right side. So we're going to go back to our camera settings.
Stop recording.
And we're going to hit turn off rear mirror. Go back to our settings.
Start recording.
And you can see where now it's on the left side. So again, that's just the way if you want to do this. All right, we're going to get out of that. Go back to our camera settings.
Stop recording.
Next is a collision sensing. This is your G sensor. The G sensor will automatically detect a collision or a shake. A shake could be a speed bump, hard braking, or potholes. The more you have of these, the less space you're going to have for loop recording. So my recommendation is keep it on low. Now, if you want to make sure you capture everything, you can put it on high or even medium. No matter what you set it on, always format your micro SD card every 60 days. For more information on loop recording and G sensor, I'll put links in the description down below. Because if you own a dash cam or you're thinking about owning a dash cam, you got to watch these videos. They have a lot of good information for you. Okay, so we're going to leave it on low and get out of there. Next is your Wi-Fi name, which is on there. Now, if you want to change your Wi-Fi name, you could do this at this time. I'm not going to do that. We're going to back out of there. And your password, you could reset your password, which I recommend doing this because it's always on a generic password, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You could do this at this time. But remember, nobody could tell you what your password is if you forget. So you got to make sure you write that down. All right, we're going to arrow back out, and it'll give you your firmware version. And then it'll give you your format your SD card if you want to do that at this time. We don't want to do that, so we're going to hit cancel. But if you ever need to format your dash cam, again, every 60 days, this is where you do it. Cancel. And if you ever want to reset your dash cam to the factory settings, you could do this right here. All right, we're going to cancel out of there. So that's pretty much the settings on this. Now let's get out of there. And let's go to our camera file. You can see all our loop recordings, which are pretty much your standard videos. And if you took any snapshots, here you go. They'll be right here. There they go. They're processing now. If you have any lock files, they'll be right there as well. Now, if we go back to our loop recordings and we select one of them, let's select one when I was driving this morning, and you can see where it says F on the right side of the thumbnail. If it says F, that means that was your front dash cam. R will be for your rear dash cam. So we're going to go ahead and click on one of these. We're going to click on this one right here. Now from here, you could go ahead and download this video. You could take a screenshot or you could delete the file. So let's go ahead and take a screenshot. And it says capture successful on the bottom. If you want to download this, you could do this at this time as well. We're going to download it. All right, it's downloaded. We could click on it. Now, if you click on it, you could go ahead and share this now. You could do a nearby share, a quick share, your messages, Gmail, or in social media. All right, let's get out of that. Or you could screenshot again, which we've done that already. Or you could delete it. But if we go to edit, you could go ahead and edit the footage. Now, if you want to send this to another smartphone, then you want to pretty much edit this to at least 10 seconds or less. And you could go anywhere you want on the footage. You can move it to anywhere you want. Now, I want to get this one placed right here. This placement is 8 seconds. Now, if you want also, you could choose music for it. Now, if we click on some of these, you got blooming, beaming. Well, let's go ahead and click this orchid right here. We're going to click that for add music. And now you can see it playing with the music, and we're going to hit done. And now you can share it to your social media. There's WeChat friends, QQ friends, TikTok, and you got more. Again, back to your personal text messages or social media. Let's get out of there. We hit done. All right, so that's one way to do that. Now we're going to exit out of here and get out of there with the file we downloaded. We're going to hit done. All right, and go back to our loop recordings. So we know what we could do when we choose one. Now let's go to our snapshots here. Now we click on one of these. Again, you could download it or you could delete it. That's up to you. Now, when you download these are going to your cell phone. So every time you download it, it's going to your cell phone. So let's go ahead and download this one. And that way, and it says save to local album. So now it's to our cell phone. All right, we're going to get out of there. Lock files as well. This lock file is when I was installing the dash cam originally, so it's a lock file. Again, you could download it, screenshot, or delete it. We already have one ready, so we don't need to download anything else. So we can get out of there, and we're going to get out of our things. And now we're going to go back one to our main menu. And now we could go back to our local albums here. Now, these are the ones we downloaded to our cell phones. So these are in our cell phones. And you could click this 8-second one that we did. And there you go. You can listen to it with the music. All right, we're going to get out of that one. Now, at this time, again, you could share it. You could edit it again. You could screenshot it or you could delete it. It's all up to you. All right, so let's get out of there. Our images, again, share, edit, or delete. Let's get out of there again. And if you have any lock files, so that's pretty much all our local albums. Now, to verify that they're on our cell phone, we could go to our cell phone pictures and click on them, and you can see them all right here on the top. So now we know how to do that. So the last one left is more. So we click on more, you go to your app settings. You could choose a language you want. And the next one is date format, which it gives you the date and times where this SD card was formatted. Cancel your offline map. Again, if you want to view the map, you got to turn off your Wi-Fi. We're going to cancel that and get back to the main screen. We're going to get out of app settings. We're going to feedback. And if you want to issue any feedback, you can do this at this location right here. All right, we're going to get out of that. And then we got about. And again, if you want to contact them, you could use your Gmail, your Yahoo mail. I'm not sure why PayPal's there, but we're going to get out of that. All right. And then again, your version update. In the bottom, it says, please connect to the internet first. So when you get your app, you could go ahead and connect to your home Wi-Fi and then go ahead and hit update, and it'll update the firmware at that time. All right, we're going to get out of there. And that is pretty much our app at the moment. So if this video was helpful for you, please give me that thumbs up. You know I appreciate that from you. If you're interested in this product, I'll put links in the description down below. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and select all notifications for all upcoming videos, because I even have the review of this dash cam, the installation of this dash cam, and the unboxing of this dash cam. And remember, if you subscribe to this channel, this is a bookmark if you ever need additional information on your dash cam. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe.